Education is the melting pot, the crucible in which our national strength is molded. It has two parts: providing the tools and the knowledge to enhance the capabilities of our children. All excellence, to give each child the ability to know mathematics, to know English, to know computers, to know science, and to know how to write a declarative sentence and connect one sentence to another. All these things are crucial, and our Minister of Education is working hard at this. I've spoken to Dov Lautman and many of you about this. This is a central issue, but it is not the subject of my talk this evening. I am talking about something even more basic than that. I am talking about education to values of identity and heritage, education to know the history of our people, education for young people and old, to strengthen our connection with one another and to this place. I believe that this education begins, first of all, with the Bible, a subject that is very close to my heart in these days. It begins, first of all, there. And it goes throughout the entire history of our people, the Second Temple period, the Middle Ages, the Haskalah movement, and the emergence from the ghettos, and the modern period, the history of Zionism and the Jewish people. A nation must know its past in order to assure its future. There's a well-known story about Napoleon that one day passed in front of a synagogue on the 9th of Av, and he heard the people inside crying and wailing. And he asked, what are they crying about? And he was told by the Jews there, we are crying because our temple has been destroyed. And he said, how is it possible that I didn't hear about this? He had to be updated. You know, there was no internet at that time, but still he wanted to be in the know. How could it be that nobody reported to me that your temple was burnt down? And then he was told by the worshippers in the synagogue, but it happened over 1,700 years ago. And then he said to them, a nation that can recall its past in this way, its future is assured. But the reverse is also true. And this was said by Yigal Allon. He said a nation that does not remember its past, its future, its present is in doubt, and its future is uncertain. In other words, our existence is dependent not only on weapon system, the strength of our military or our economy, our exports, and all these things which are indeed very important. It depends first and foremost on the knowledge and national sentiment that we pass on as parents to children and as a state in our education system. It depends on culture. It depends on cultural heroes. It depends on our ability to explain the justice of our cause, to explain our connection to this land, first of all to ourselves, and then to others. We need to remind ourselves of that this sense of mission will evaporate if the sources of our strength, the spiritual sources of our strength, become clouded. And exactly as Yigal Allon said, our future will become clouded as well. If our young people is not if our younger generation is not committed to the nation and to the state, yes, the nation and the state, if it does not love the thrill of pioneerism, if it does not like to walk the land, if it is not willing to mobilize, to help, then our future is indeed in doubt. Here at this conference, we exchange each year thoughts and ideas about the vision and we have become accustomed to aspire to achieve all the luxuries. We want economic prosperity and social justice and richness of culture and spirit, excellence in science and technology and medicine and in the business sector. But this culture of prosperity, which we have to a large extent achieved and realized, it comes with a very great challenge. And that is what I would like to speak about today, that challenge. The challenge is not to be swept up in the illusion that we, each of us, may or can only care about ourselves and only take care of ourselves. We have a lot of talented young people who have been taught to think, to a large extent correctly, that they are cosmopolitans, but they cannot be only cosmopolitans. Many of them are taught to a large extent in a framework of cultural depletion and superficiality. And this weakens those very things that we are talking about today. We have guests here from abroad, and I know that you know that this problem is not unique to us. It touches many other nations and countries as well. But there is no place in which it is so critical as the state of Israel, because there is no state that faces the challenges and threats that we are facing, and therefore we must find the combination between integrating into the world outside and maintaining our identity and uniqueness. I go around the country and I meet students who have decided to leave a comfortable city life, and like the pioneers of yesteryear, they are establishing new settlements in the Negev and in the Galil, all kinds of projects and initiatives. They're very exciting. I meet young people 1 moment before they are about to enlist in the army who have chosen to give yet another year of their lives in order to help needy communities or to strengthen youth movements, and we are going to expand that program so that it can include all the sectors and enable all young people among the ultra-Orthodox and the Arabs to contribute to their communities. I view the pre-military academies as filled with caring, sensitive youth, and they are worried about how to be good Zionists in the year 2010. But I have to tell you with all honesty that these are very small groups of people, and we must get many more young people involved in Zionist heritage and to engage in a constant involvement in the Jewish people and the land of Israel. And I would like to tell you today that the simplest thing that we know, and that is eternal, but which needs to take on new forms, and that is to connect to connect to our land through our feet, literally through our feet, to get to know the land, to walk and hike this land. But it's not clear today that if you tour the land, it's not clear at all that you will be able to connect to the sites of our heritage.